Hi, what new possibilities will you create? Today's guests will share their story and provide insight. From my network to yours, let's get to it.
I'm Captain Mowbray, author, motivational speaker, career consultant. When you have a mental game plan for change, you're ready for anything. In life, if you always stay in a state of go, then you can never be in a state of stop. Stay still. It's about how do we stay in a state of go.
Hey,
what's going on?
All right, now I can hear you. So I'm going to say that again. Live in the present moments with a present mindset. Let's put it there. If you're giving energy to things that don't serve you, your light field is being depleted. Establishing a career in the art world is very challenging. Connecting with people who can certainly, give you the right tools and connect you with other people who can do the same. So all come together for a beautiful picture of our lives. So this is a book called Alkaline Herbal Medicine. Okay.
Hey, what's going on? We're getting back connected with Jessica. I'm hoping, hey, what's up? Cool. Welcome back. But irregardless, if you guys join for the first time, I'm with Jessica Rhodes, my baby girl, high school honor student and junior going into her senior year in high school. And we on the top of the hour, we're wrapping up some questions about just stereotypes that you hear about her generation and how she disconfirming their beliefs of those stereotypes. And so one question I asked my folks to join back on. What books are you reading right now? What books do you like? What kind of books are you reading? What's your interest?
Okay. Pretty much everything that's not nonfiction. So every type of fiction I will read. I have favorites. So I prefer a book that has love in it, but it's not the main thing. Like, it's not a love story, but there is a love story in it. Make sense? So, like a sci-fi book that just happens to have the two main characters falling in love at the same time, right? Or a historical fiction book that happens to have some people falling in love at the same time. So, as long as love is not the main thing, because I feel like that's just overpowering.
Go ahead.
I don't like it. It's too sickly sweet. It's kind of bothersome. So if there's a story and that love just happens to happen, that's the type of stories I like. One of my closest friends right now, she was my Secret Santa. We did a Secret Santa for drama. She was my Secret Santa, and she gave me a book for Christmas.
What's the name of the book?
The book is called Shadow and Bone. I remembered it. The first book of the series is called Shadow and Bone. I think I have the fourth book right now in his room. It is good. It is sci-fi, kind of historical fiction, action. There's people who have magical powers. The saints, Christian saints and stuff like that, are actually just people who had powers and did it for good. Right? There is a king and a queen, but the king is completely useless. He doesn't actually do any work. And the person who you think is the good guy actually turns out to be the bad guy. Right? Everything you think is going to happen in that book, the opposite happens. It's crazy. I don't understand how the author did it. She's so good.
Wow.
But it's great, and I luckily have a friend who has the same type of book interest in me, so we switched. So she gave me that book. I gave her a different title that she should read, and it made me really excited. So
what's the book you're reading right now, though?
It's the fourth book in the series. It's the same book. It's called Six of Crows. It's the fourth book in the same series. It bothers me because it's 6, even though it's book 4.
What's the name of this?
It made me so. I was like, it's book 6, right? And she's like, no, it's book 4. And I was like, why is it called 6 of Crows? It's 6 main characters, and they're all part of the Crows gang. But it still bothers me because it's 6 of Crows.
Oh my god! Obviously,
I get annoyed by little things like that. Ooh, got a question.
Got a question. Let me see what come up in here. All right, cool. My boy Anthony. All right, here you go. What advice would you give to your 6-year-old self? Okay. That's an amazing question. What advice would you give to yourself?
Where was I in 6th grade?
You were first grade.
I don't remember first grade. Oh, I do have something to give to my 6-year-old self.
Love that question.
Okay. in first grade, I was tiny, obviously, because I was in first grade. But I mean, I was smaller than pretty much everyone. I got really tall in middle school. I'm currently his height. 5'10".
Yes, 5'10". I think taller than that. I think 5'10 and a half. Man.
Yeah, it might be. Last time I measured, I was 5'10". But I was pretty small for my age in first grade. Pretty much all through elementary school, I was pretty tiny. Plus, my brother was in 5th grade at the time. So I depended on him for everything, which was annoying, and I understand that now. But I depended on my brother for everything, and I was pretty much attached to my friends, and that got me into trouble because I would get into little like bickering arguments with people just because they were friends with my friends. You know, little kid stuff. But I wish I'd given the advice I wish I'd given to my 6th grade self is don't let who your friends are determine who you are. Because most of my friends, I had like 2 girlfriends. Yeah. One of them moved to North Jersey back in middle school, and the other one is the only girl I still really talk to from elementary school. But I had 2 girlfriends that were really good girlfriends, and everyone else, all my friends were guys. Yep. And because of that, I thought I couldn't be friends with girls because my guy friends weren't friends with girls. Yeah. And then, well, it makes sense. They're elementary school kids. They thought cooties were a thing. And because of that, I wasn't really friends with a lot of girls. I was only friends with tomboyish girls, who were the 2 girls I'm currently still friends with. And because of that, I was always put in an awkward situation when it came to my guy friends and my girlfriends. But then it also put me in an awkward situation when puberty hit, because then guys didn't want to become friends with me, and girls didn't like me because I was friends with guys. So then I was put in an even more awkward situation. So if I had not let the fact that I was friends with guys stop me from becoming friends with girls, then I would never have been put in that situation, which would have made me kind of sort of a social outcast from like 5th grade on. And then I wouldn't, I don't know if I'd actually give that to me, because if it wasn't for that, I would never have been so compelled to get a fresh start at my high school. Because I was such a kind of sort of a social outcast in middle school, I wanted to get out of there, and I didn't want to stay, because I was like, I don't want to go with these kids to high school and be stuck with them for another 4 years. I want to leave. I want to get a fresh start. Yeah. So because of that, I applied to my dream, my high school, which is was my dream high school, and I got in, thankfully, and now I'm on the path to getting an associate's degree before I graduate. So, I mean, without that, I don't know. I don't think I would have changed anything for my 6-year-old self.
Yeah, that changed, but more like advice standpoint. But like you say, I think the key advice you say was critical, even as an adult, is the fact is to don't let anyone influence what you want to be. That is powerful that you see that at your age now. So a lot of adults today still are fighting to try to be something else, and I'm glad you embracing that at this age and you continue to tell the folks. So a great response, and I hope a lot of folks can take a lot from that. Who are your mentors?
Everyone. I mean, my parents obviously are. Without them, I would never be who I am today. I think every teacher I've ever had, even the singular one that I hate, I've liked every teacher except for one. But in 11 years. 12, because kindergarten. 13, because of preschool. In 13 years of schooling, one teacher that I don't like. That's it. I think all 13 years worth of teachers, even the ones I can't remember because I was so young, I think all of them really shaped who I am today. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be nearly as competent as I am right now. And also without them, I probably would never have matured so quickly. And also my friends, because I am ignorant to a lot of things that I didn't know I was ignorant about. And because of them, I was very much put in my place and was like, this is where you're wrong, this is how you fixed it. And then now I feel like I'm much more capable of talking about things that I never would have been able to talk about properly without my friends. Yeah,
that's actually a key point, because the one thing that I like to embrace, even with you, I think in this time, we realize age doesn't matter. Like right now, you and I are both experiencing this COVID-19 at the same time. I have no reference to what that would have been. I can't do a recall, right, on a prior experience. Similar maybe, swine flu and so forth, but nowhere like this here. And I think that being present to circumstances at hand, we can learn a lot from each other. And I think that's the key opening, that you can share perspective. It's not structured by age or experience. We're learning and seeing things now. And I'm glad you're open to learning and seeking perspective. One of the things at my day job, we always say, hey, seek for advice to disconfirm your beliefs. And what I'm hearing from you, you're doing that. Like, you have your perspective. You are right a lot because you're smart and you know what you're thinking. You know, you research, you read books, you're an honor student in school. But I'm glad to hear that you still listen for input and strengthen your thought process.
And even if it's something that I, in my core, know is wrong or right. Like, I have friends of differing beliefs than me. Very, very differing beliefs than me. I live in rural New Jersey, which is basically half Philly people and half Philadelphia people. And if you know the difference, you know exactly what I'm saying. There's a difference between Philly people and Philadelphia people. And my school is pretty much an even cut. But I have a lot of friends who have very differing opinions than me, the Philadelphia people. And, well, I have to learn how to deal with talking to people like that. Like, they're my friend. I respect them. I don't care what their beliefs are. That's them. But it still puts you usually into a very uncomfortable position if you're having a conversation and it comes to a point where you're just like, oh, me and my friend have very different beliefs. And you can't really convince them of your opinion, because then you're basically saying their opinion doesn't exist or their opinion is wrong. And you don't want to put yourself in that situation, because then you'll possibly lose a friend. And I don't like doing that, because I only have so many friends in the first place. So I've learned to deal with and have conversations with people, even if they will refuse to accept my belief and I will refuse to accept theirs. I've learned to be able to have conversations with people and leave the conversation still as civil people and not have it affect my friendship or the view I have of that person.
Yeah, and to make sure I hear it too, like, I would say part of it is, what I'm hearing from you is you still, when I think about inclusion, I think about diverse perspectives, and to your point, honestly, that you listen to understand, not in the respect that you have to follow.
Exactly.
Totally makes sense. Because I think when you listen to understand, it helps you understand the other mindsets. One thing I realized, no two humans are alike, right? One thing that Jessica taught me this was, what's it called? Intersectionality. You
literally still use this? Oh my God.
And she taught me this term. Tell what that means.
Okay, intersectionality is, I'm part of I forgot to mention this before.
Come on,
I'm part of the Girls Leadership Council at the Alice Paul Institute in New Jersey. Alice Paul, I hope all of you know who Alice Paul is. Alice Paul is like a renowned women's activist from the 1900s. She fought for the Women's Right Amendment, although sadly it still has not been passed. But we got enough states, so it all depends on what the U.S. government wants to do. We have enough states to approve who have used it. It all depends on the country now. But so Alice Paul, her house is in New Jersey. She lived in New Jersey. So the Alice Paul Institute takes place at her house, and they have a Girls Leadership Council. And last year was my first year joining it. And there I learned about intersectionality, which means I'm black, but I'm also black and Hispanic. But I'm also black, Hispanic, and a woman. But I'm also black, Hispanic, and under the age of 18. But I'm also black, Hispanic, under the age of 18, a woman, and straight. But I'm also black, Hispanic, a woman, under the age of 18, straight, and tall. I'm also black, Hispanic, a woman, under the age of 18, black, tall, and athletic, and so on and so forth. So he is black. He's black and a man. He's black and a man and over the age of 40.
Hey, I don't mean.
I didn't say what age. I said you can be 41. You can be 40 today. He's black, a man over the age of 40 from Philadelphia. So
Philly, baby.
Every person is not just one thing. Intersectionality is the intersection, literally, of where all your identities meet. That's why literally no one is the same, because no one has the same intersectionality as you.
I love
Everyone is different.
So to your point, I love that. I'm glad you broke it down for folks, because even like mentioning the city, geographical location, me moving to Seattle, I had to quickly understand the difference between, East Coast, we direct. We just tell you how we think. West Coast, think they're saying how you think, but they're not direct.
They're so nice, it's weird.
Yeah, and so when I say something, they think it's more than what I said. I'm like, no, what I said is exactly what I actually meant. That's the intentions of what I said. But they internalize it deeper, and so actually it impacted my relationships with people. And that's the thing, and that's black eye, but from West Coast to the East Coast, it's different. So I'm glad you outlined that. And so to your point, realizing those differences helps you be patient to understand their beliefs and their perspective, which opens your mind to different, right? Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
That's one too. Oh,
how much of an influence has Jesse had in your perception of things and the direction you want for your life? Very little.
I'm
not going to be... Yeah, everyone is a mentor. That's why I say very little.
He's an influencer. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so if everyone is my mentor or my influence in life, I'll say I've met 500 people. That's very little in my entire life, right? But let's say of those 500 people, which is a very little number, about 200 of them have actually stuck through a decent amount, right? And then of those 200 people, 4 of them are my direct family, right? So we'll say it's 204 people. That way they get double the amount, right? That's double the percentage. That's still what their percentage of 204 is. Yeah. It's still not a lot.
Yeah.
They'd still be, what is it? They'd be 1% roughly of the influence on my life.
Yeah.
So, that's like it. Although yes, I love him to death. It's not a big part. Everything that I have done has mostly been by my decisions. Like I decided I wanted to dance back in elementary school, and I convinced my mom and my dad to let me do it. I decided I wanted to do I decided I wanted to do competitive gymnastics in middle school. I didn't actually get to compete because I wasn't good enough. I was good, but I wasn't good enough to compete. Plus, I started late. But I decided that, and then I decided when I wanted to quit because I figured there was no reason to go for it if I wasn't going to compete or make it my life choice. I decided when I wanted to draw. I decided when I wanted to sew. I decided what I was going to sew and how I was going to do it. I just had to make sure it fit with my mom's dress code.
Yeah, true. So
there are some pieces I'm saving.
Yeah, maybe add to his question too. What do you consider influence in life? Like not just tied to a person. What does influence you? What does inspire you? Just in general, what drive? But
so what I consider an influence on everything that I'm doing.
Yep.
I don't know everything. Like where I'm at, what I've just read, whatever book I'm reading, whatever friend I just finished hanging out with, how much homework I did, if I'm tired or not, if I'm in a good mood or a bad mood, if I just finished crying, if I just finished laughing. Everything I do is based off what just happened, whether it be 5 seconds ago, 5 days ago, 5 weeks ago, 5 months ago. Like, usually not 5 months ago, probably. But everything is based off of what has just happened to me. Yeah. So, if I haven't seen my dad in 6 months, right, and I see him now, it's going to affect how I respond to him. Whereas if I saw him 3 weeks ago, I'd be like, yo, what up? But if I saw him 6 months ago, I'd be like, I've missed you so much, big hug. Yeah. Right? So, when it comes to my sewing, I made my homecoming dress for homecoming junior year. And I'm going to make my prom dress for prom senior year. Or at least I plan to. But the only reason I made my homecoming dress sophomore year was because I had this dress that I always wanted to wear in middle school, but I never fit it properly. And then now I was too big for it, so I had to adjust it. And I was able to adjust it by cutting it in half, adjusting the back and stuff like that, and made it cuter, fit better, and I was able to wear it as my homecoming dress junior year. So, and that was just because I wanted to wear that dress, and it was too fancy to wear anywhere else, so I wore it for homecoming.
Know what you just unlock, and Janie, you said it too, it's in my head. It's you are super present, which is so important because you're right. When you're present, you're seeing possibilities happening right in front of you. You're taking data points to influence your next move. And a lot of folks are so trapped in the past, holding them back as a result, or have this anxiety for this fake future. They actually miss the opportunities of influence right in front of them. Well, I'm not sure you realize it, but by you just sharing that right now, you just really just share how present you are to what's happening. So, I mean, it's one thing I say is, I tell people my advice, I give advice to people, to you and others, is be present and follow through, right? And you really kind of outline what that means. Is being present, taking the new data points, leveraging what makes sense to you, and you actually following through to fruition. That's powerful. You realize you said that?
I guess, yeah.
See, I mean, so you already helping influencing folks right now. That's beautiful.
Confused.
Uh-oh, here you go.
What is PCP?
What is your PCP?
What is PCP?
What's PCP? I think I know. Oh, 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 that's right. She didn't hear that one. Oh, yes. So last session, and we'll come to it. Thank you, and to keep me honest, my boy Kaplan Mulberry was on. I think Cap was on here too today. Had these cool gems he dropped, and he called one PCP, post-corona pivot.
You can tag me, quote me, tweet me, whatever you want, the post-corona pivot. And Paul,
I like that.
Let's go, the PCP. And the question is, what is your PCP? You know, what is your post-corona pivot?
I like that.
A post-corona pivot.
Like that. You gotta make sure Kevin mark that down.
You should get that
trademark. Yeah. Post-corona pivot. Go ahead. So what's your pivot?
Post-corona pivot. So is that like what I'm going to change after Corona?
Yeah. As a result of being present to this here, like you said, you're getting new data points right now, new experiences. No one in the heck did you think you'd be not sitting in school right now? Well, spring break.
Spring break, I would.
But in general, this is happening. What's your next move going to be as a result? What's developing for you?
Well, I know the next big thing I have to do is start applying for colleges.
Mm-hmm.
But it almost makes me feel like, because so many people have been affected by Corona or COVID-19, it makes you kind of sort of realize, like, not everyone's not going to be here for forever. And I kind of want to fix some of the relationships with friends and family that have not been the most stable over the past couple of years. I mean, yeah, I'm 16, but I've had a decent amount of friends in my lifetime, and ex-friends, and I had one girl who I was best friends with all through middle school, and I got into high school, and I literally haven't really talked to her since, and I want to fix stuff like that, because I don't know if she's been affected. Like, I don't go on social media that often, or at all, really. And because of that, I don't really talk to any of my old friends. I have her phone number, I think, but I don't really text that often. I don't text people unless I need to, or unless I need something from them, or homework help or whatever, or if they're picking me up or something like that. I don't really start conversations like that, so I don't talk to people that often, and I want to start fixing that. And although I'm signing up to go to college, and I have decided since like middle school that I'm not going to college in New Jersey, Philly, or New York because it's too close to home, I still want to be able to make sure that I keep in contact with my friends when I go to college. Or if I move anytime before then, I want to be able to make sure that I leave with these people having good memories of me and still wanting to hang out or keep in contact when I do come back to visit. So that's important to me because I have a problem where I don't keep friends that long. But I make friends real quick, but I don't keep them for that long. It's like quick and then over with.
I think a lot of us, and Dels, you guys can chime in on this too. A lot of us feel that way. We start with this huge list of friends, and we realize, wow, I'm 40 plus years old, and I still can count my friends in one hand. So what you're experiencing as your life is going to be a continuum. And I'm a big believer, folks come in your life for a purpose and out of your life for a purpose. And so I'm always appreciative of gratitude of their commitment and involvement in my life. Even if it was a positive experience or a negative experience, either way, I'm still gratitude because it created an experience for me to learn and develop from. So unfortunately, you'll lose more as it continues.
There's not that much to lose, but I believe you.
Yeah, what an amazing conversation and relationship. Oh, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
How has Amazon changed your life? In what ways was this good or bad?
Amazon from your side.
Yeah. So you're asking like me as a consumer?
Yeah.
I don't really buy Amazon that much. Sorry, Dad.
That's
But
alright.
I don't have a credit card.
Good.
And the debit card is locked in my mom's safe somewhere.
Hey, Mommy, happy about that.
So I don't really spend my own money that much. Although, literally, I got money for Christmas and Easter, Thanksgiving, something from both sets of grandparents, from my grandmom on my mom's side and my grandparents on my dad's side. I think they totaled, it was $50 each. So I got $100 basically, December, January area. And I ended up spending it all on a whole bunch of stuff for me because I'm a junior in high school and I like to start gaining my independence and not really depend on my parents for that much. So I got this $100 and since I'm gonna build my senior year prom dress, I bought a adjustable fashion mannequin. That was ridiculously cheap. Like usually they're over $100. I snagged one for $58. I was proud of myself. And then
Economic wisdom.
I bought a phone case, a phone screen protector, and a case for my AirPods that matched my phone case because my old AirPod case was falling apart, and I needed a new phone case for the new phone that my dad had given me. So I was like, I'm gonna spend this on all stuff that I could live without, but it kind of gives me a little bit more independence because it's stuff that I would be using on a daily or almost daily. Yeah. So I bought the phone case and the AirPods from Amazon. I bought the fashion mannequin from a third-party vendor. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I don't really use Amazon that much. But him working at Amazon has changed a lot.
Yeah.
I remember every time he moved, he was supposed to come closer home. And now he literally lives in Seattle on the opposite side of the continent.
Rubber band fat.
Yeah, he gets further and further every time.
I was trying to go home.
Now, anytime he moves, it's going to have to be closer because he can't get any further.
Well, Hawaii.
Really? You're going to work in Hawaii? That's just mean!
I'm just saying,
That's
Hawaii.
Just mean.
I mean, would you not live in Hawaii?
For one more year, Dad. One more year.
One more year. Okay, I'm fine. I would say on the Amazon side it's super cool. I just read Jeff Bezos' shareholder letter. So for those, if you go to Amazon's.com page under Investor Relations, he really every year he sends out a letter and he ties it back to his original letter, 1997. But he literally outlined all the things that is very COVID-19 centric and weird and how his perspective and how you get engaged. But not only that, just all the components of how big businesses like Amazon are dialing back in to help. I strongly encourage you guys to read it. It was, and I'm not saying that I work at Amazon. I literally,
sure.
No, I wouldn't even advertise. I wouldn't even advertise. It was from providing schools laptops.
I have my school, since it's a VOTEC school, we were given laptops. Luckily, literally this year, the summer before this year, we were finally given laptops. And it was perfect timing.
And he just started a STEM program for communities that are underprivileged communities to provide a gateway to arts and science. So it was a very encouraging read, and so wanted to share. What books do you like? What books?
We were talking about this, didn't we?
New People.
Oh, New People. Okay, I like pretty much every type of fiction book. Non-fiction books aren't really my cup of tea. I find that I'll step up on a different point because I don't want to repeat myself. Fiction books are fun to me. Because they're able to take you out of the world, which is why I like to read them. I got into books because of my older brother, Jason, who's 20. His birthday's next month, right? Yeah. He's 20, about to turn 21.
Woo!
I'm so proud of him.
Don't remind me.
But I got into reading because of my older brother. He used to read to me, and then because of that, I got into his type of books. But I literally read pretty much everything. I've read I emptied out the manga shelf in my middle school library. My high school library isn't very big at all, which is weird because we live in a VOTEC school. But my high school library isn't that big. But in my middle school library, I emptied out all of the manga books in the manga shelf. And I read pretty much not every fiction book in my middle school library. My middle school librarian loved me because I was keeping her busy with all the books. But
what up, Ryan?
I read literally every type of fiction book. I prefer those that are action based with a love story in the background, where like as the main characters go through the action, they go through the trials and tribulations, they face what the evil is, or they learn something new, or whatever it is. Maybe they might be falling in love in the background, but it's fine if they don't. I just don't like books that are purely love based, because they are so sickly sweet that it feels fake and bothers me. Plus, they always have a happy ending. Like, no one dies in those books, which makes me sound kind of sadistic. But I need a book with, like, if I know no one's gonna die in the book, there's nothing, like, that's keeping me on the edge of my seat. I'm reading a book series right now. I'm on book 4 out of 6. But the first book is called Shadow and Bone, and I'm currently on book 4, which is 6 of Crows. It still confuses me. And in this book series, people have died brutally. There's been war. One dude his body was taken over by an evil dark being, and he grew wings, and it was sad because he was one of the 3 main love interests of the story, and like, yeah, so like stuff like that, when you don't know if they're gonna survive or they're gonna die, and you know there's always the possibility, because there's 6 books in this series, and you don't know who's gonna die in any of those books. So that keeps me on the edge of my seat. That's the type of book I like to read.
I'm gonna get this question here too. Maybe ask the question first. I know it's something for the group. Besides reading books, what other sources do you leverage to get information and some of the cool stuff you've seen that we can tap into as well to learn?
YouTube.
Give more on YouTube. Like what about YouTube?
I follow 20 pages on YouTube, which is not a lot for most high schoolers. But I follow 20 creators. 5 of those 20 creators are gamers, right? They play some of the video games I like, right? The other 15, one of them is my cousin, Mia.
Mia, what's up?
She's here. I don't know.
Oh, hey, Hella's on. What's up, Hella? What's up?
So one of them is my cousin, Mia. So that's 6 out of the 20.
What
right?
up, Fred?
The other 14 are YouTubers that tell me stuff. So they are commentary YouTubers, basically. That's the type of thing. But you don't want people who talk about drama. You don't want to be part of that, especially if you guys are all adults. That's not something you want to get yourself into. I don't even pay attention to it. If I see like James Charles or whatever, I like tune out. I can't deal with all of their stuff. But then
one channel too, like this guy creates a creative way.
He's called oh my lord, Film Theory. He's 3 channels, 2 or 3 channels. Film Theory and Game Theory, and then GT Live. Yeah, so it's 3 channels. But he has a team of the theorists, right? And they take movies and games and they see how it would actually hold up in real life. Like, I woke up one morning, my dad was talking about honeybees, half asleep, come out here, I'm like, stop. We should kill the honeybees. They're evil. They're decreasing the population of natural pollinators. We don't actually need them for America to be good. And then he was like, what? And like, I had watched that video like 4 or 5 months ago, and I didn't remember why I remembered it, but it stuck, it clicked. And it was, he was talking about the Bee movie. You know, the one with Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Where Seinfeld played a bee?
Yeah.
That movie clicked. Because he was good at explaining it. He did all his research and his theorizing. He tried to figure out what it is, and then it clicked because the way he tells it, it's so informative. And there are a lot of YouTube channels that are like that, where they will give you scientific facts as to how things will and won't work in a fun way that doesn't make it seem like they're teaching kids. Like, they could be teaching adults to people my age, to maybe people younger, like my little cousins, right? Stuff like that. Like, there are so many YouTube channels. You just have to know where to look.
Yeah, one thing she mentioned is we learned just the impact that colonialism has on society.
Bees were brought over by colonists, and then they're colonists. Honeybees, they're completely useless.
And how media today manipulates facts to drive income. I know Ryan can appreciate that.
Someone put it there. They didn't actually put it in.
Yeah.
Does your school have a varsity gaming team?
Oh, that's what Ryan. Yeah.
No, sadly they do not. They're an IT school and they don't have a varsity gaming team. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
We have all varsity sports. We have cross country girls and boys. We have swim. We have dive. We have basketball girls and boys. We have tennis girls and boys. We have golf girls and boys, which is just one team. We have cheer girls. Boys can join, but no one really does. I think we had the first boy ever this year on the cheer team. But he joined it as a joke because his girlfriend was on the team and he just happened to be tall, so he could just be a back spot. So we have pretty much every sport except for football because we don't actually have a football field. We have soccer girls and boys too, but we don't have football because we don't have a football field, and we don't have gaming.
Wow. Now, you were junior in high school. You have friends that are senior.
Yep.
They probably won't walk down the aisle.
No.
You may not walk down that 2021.
I probably will.
But it may be a different format.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it's weird because they were changing the format for graduations anyway this year. I feel like my school was so prepared for this. They were changing the formats of graduations. They had already given us computers in the summer. Like everything, they updated a lot of stuff this year that wasn't there before, and just in time. It gets crazy. I feel like they have foresight. I have a lot of friends who are seniors. They're really sad because they can't walk on for graduation. And the thing is, funny thing is that's usually a punishment. Like, no, you're not allowed to walk for graduation. But now it's like you have to.
Think about that. Good point.
It's usually a punishment. Not being able to walk for graduation is usually a punishment for doing something wrong. And now literally no one can walk for graduation.
So to your point, that was a moment of completion. And now, how do you see that being replaced? Can it be replaced? Do you see it shaping differently?
I don't think it will change. I think it will stay the same because it's tradition. And a lot of traditions will end up being changed, but I think it will stay the same only because the kids like it, the parents like it,
hey, Suki.
the teachers like it, the speakers like it. It's nice, and it's like a final time. Plus, if they take that out, then they just like mail you your certificate or whatever. That means seniors would have to go to school for an extra 4 days.
Yeah.
No one wants to go to school for extra 4 days for seniors. Because seniors get off that last week.
Yeah.
Because they graduate the weekend previous to the last week of school, and then they're gone. They don't go to school for that last week. They're gone.
Yeah.
So if they take away graduation, seniors are gonna have to go to school because there will be literally zero excuse.
That's a direct impact. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Hey, I see one of my buddies from the YEOC, which is Young Executive of Color. Also bright minds that are business centric, top like you, top honorary like you. Jessica is also honorary student in high school, top grade. She's in four honor societies. Similar to average GPA for YEOC was like 96 point something, and majority are women, and he was sharing on here.
Well, that's my GPA.
Yeah, exactly. So, man, so to your question about posting, my goal from these sessions here is tapping in, right, giving back to my network. Jessica is a lovely part of my beautiful network, and she's reaching out to y'all as part of the network of what possibilities are being created. And I plan to load these up. Jessica's actually going to help me build a YouTube channel. And so I'm going to have these recordings be loaded in the YouTube channel as well as potential podcasts. So more to come in those future possibilities that Jessica unlocked for me. So yeah, man, I'm passionate behind this. I do a lot of motivational speaking outside of my day job and within my day job. I just love humans. All humans, and I'm passionate about that.
And a lot of humans love you.
I hope, or a lot of them don't too. That's okay. You got a little both.
Well, with love comes hate. What was your greatest challenge? What did you learn from it? Oh yikes! I don't know.
At 444, I love it.
haven't had a lot of great challenge. Oh, it is 444.
Of course.
I haven't had a lot of big challenges. I'm only 16. Like, I haven't lived a lot of life. I've lived a lot, but I've not lived a lot of life. Wow, my voice just sounded weird then. No, I haven't really lived. I haven't gone through a lot. I mean, I've been through my parents' divorce, but like that wasn't my big challenge. That wasn't my challenge. Like I lived through it. I had, I guess, the slight difficulty of not seeing my dad every day. But then again, at that point in my life, Dad moved around a lot for work. Like he wasn't home all the time, so it wasn't a big change. Yeah. It was just like, oh, he's just taking a longer work break. Plus, I saw him all the time, like every couple of months or so, for whenever I went to go visit him. So that wasn't really a big problem for me. Okay. I guess I had a slight problem like when my brother left to live with my dad. 4 years ago, almost exactly? Because he left after his junior year, I'm in my junior year. Yeah. So almost 4 years ago, Jason came and moved with my dad. Moved in with my dad, and that was a little difficult only because it's my big brother, and I wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah. How'd you pivot on that? What opened up for you when you didn't have Jason, your older brother, present? What shifted for you? I see, but I want to see what shifted for you. I
was more. Jason's always been a quiet person. It's just his personality. So I've always been the louder sibling for as long as I can remember. That's just the type of person I am. So I think I kind of changed where like I had to take in both sides now. I became a lot quieter and for a little bit when he went to move with my dad, only because I was like, well, I can't be so loud now because I'm not being offset by him. Yeah. I'm not being told when to stop. Correct. Because that was his job. Kind of, it was his job, and he kept me in check. Yeah. So he wasn't there to keep me in check anymore, and because of that, I had to learn to keep myself in check. And I feel like because of that, I became a lot more mature. I mean, I've always been kind of mature for my age, but I feel like it changed a little bit, I guess, for the better. I mean, I still miss him so much, and he's annoying now because he doesn't hug me. I ran in when I came to see you guys, my dad and my brother this week, and I went to his room the second I got in there, and I hugged him for like 20 minutes. It was dope. And he refused to hug me back. He laid on his bed, played video games, and I was just bear hugging him from behind, laying on his bed with him, just bear hugging him. And he wouldn't hug me back. And I was like, I'll let go if you hug me back. But he wouldn't hug me back. And I was just laying there for like 20 minutes. He's peeking out through his door. I was laying there for like 20 minutes. And he wouldn't hug me back until I finally like convinced him to hug me back. And then I got up and left. So he doesn't want to show his emotions that much. Yeah, I'll put that.
I'm not sure if my sister's on the phone or not. But that's just typical siblings.
Yeah,
and
she's on there.
The love that these two have for each other, like, Jason will kill me for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Is he's at that True Cool for School, and he came out and just showed such gratitude for her presence and the energy.
Yeah, but he won't show it to me.
Of course. She's trying to make sure you're tough and can handle yourself, and so what I see from you developing, being very transparent, is that I've seen you becoming you. Like you are you. You're the becoming of your powerful, intelligent, female, black, Hispanic, female from New Jersey. Give me some more. That's tall. Give me another intersectionality. Athletic, drama, robotic. 4 national society. 16 junior
college student.
And like you said, you are driving your own career and your own motivation. I appreciate that. That is that's encouraging for a lot of us. I even see YOC join, the actual YOC themselves join. Thank you for joining. I mean, this is your next class.
Thank you.
And I'm blessed and honored that we spent a couple hours here. I'm gonna ask a couple more questions. And then answer a couple questions for you, and then I want to make sure you get a chance to kind of share some perspective. Share some right now. You got what's coming to mind? Go ahead.
Well, one thing I want all of you guys to do. I mean, most of you guys are older than me. Probably.
Some not. That's what the kids are invited.
I don't know. Well, the girls.
Yeah.
Our girls?
Yeah, they're there too. So kids are invited.
Hey guys, everyone. The thing I want you guys to do is just write down your intersectionality. I mean, there's so much. Like you're gonna have pages and pages if you have time for that. I doubt you do. You're all busy. But I mean, it's Corona, so you might have time for that. But just write down everything that you think that maybe makes you unique and that maybe makes you just like everyone else. Like, write it down, because when you have all that, you can compare it to other people in your house and just be like, wait, we were raised in, I'm raising you or you're raising me in the same household, in the same area, but we're not the same. We might be the same race, height, skin tone, eye color, in the same area, but we're different in a million different types of ways. But also, I feel like we haven't really touched on this. I'm a college student and in high school. I feel like I've mentioned it kind of sort of in passing. The way my school works, I mentioned it in the first section, but I don't know if a lot of you guys were there. But the way my school works is they have a program where you can start taking college classes your freshman year. I didn't know about this. I started taking it the summer after sophomore year, so I started a little late. But I will be either graduating with my associates or close to my associates by the time I graduate high school. And that's because like I'm taking college level bio, and college level world history at my school, right? But I'm also taking college level chemistry, and I've taken psychology and sociology, and I'm taking coding classes, and I'm about to take Calc 1 and 2 in the summer and the fall. Like, I will have at minimum a year, and if not close to 2 years, or an associate's degree of college classes for an engineering degree, while going to high school to get my drama degree. And
with that too, what opens up for you as a result? That's a good, I think I hear you, I want to make sure they hear it too, especially for the young. By you taking college courses now, in your junior year of high school, what's opening up for you? What's the one word, P word? Endless potential, endless progress, endless
possibilities.
Y'all hear that? You are opening up endless possibilities. You realize that?
Yeah.
Because you are tapping into something, and I'm encouraging all the youth that's listening, and you share that. Do not limit yourself. Do not let your parents limit you.
Parents like to do that a lot.
We love you. we have great intentions. It's out of love. It's out of protection. I'm not dismissing any parenting in this statement. What I mean is your possibilities is limitless, and then you're tapping into that. So let's answer 1 or 2 more questions, and then we're going to shut it over.
Yeah, drop them in real quick just in case.
Let's fire shoot them. My man Ryan, here you go.
What are some emerging trends you will grow? Will grow? Wait, what?
Yeah.
What are some emerging trends you will grow
in the future? What's some things you're seeing right now emerging that you embracing and you are going to grow? In here, I don't want to speak for you. You mentioned your possibility you wrote on that statement. I think it ties to that question. What's emerging for you?
Well, yeah, like my possibility said, the combination of engineering and drama is kind of what I want to do, because I still think a lot of people don't notice. I mean, I hope more people from all of this will be clear as to I said oops. Will be clear as to
It's all good. We got you, fam.
Okay. Will be clear because I hope all of you guys are noticing now, but drama and engineering are very combined, like very, very close. And it bothers me when people don't notice that.
Hey, Melissa!
It bothers me when people don't notice that. What are your emerging industries? That makes a lot more sense than trends. I was confused. I got you. So emerging industries.
It's a capital. What's your say? It's a capital.
Dad! That is so mean. I have no things against Kappas. I'm sorry, Ryan. He's so rude.
Sorry. It's perfect. Hey, get him back. Go ahead. You got 1 minute. Go ahead.
Oh, you're evil. Okay.
Love you, Ryan.
Emerging industries. Okay, emerging industries that you would go bet on, invest in. Okay, there is a woman. I think she lives in Texas. She came to talk to my school. My SkillsUSA, which is a competitive team I'm a part of. The one with you have to build the display. Well, my competition. There's a lot of competitions part of it. But she came to talk to my SkillsUSA group of my school, which is the largest in New Jersey, and the number 1. We have like 5 or 6 gold stars for our troop. It's crazy. But she came to talk to us. She has a company. She graduated high school, didn't go to college. She went to vocational technical college. She got a degree in wood shop, but then never used it. 5 years later, her friend needed help on a TV set. She started working on TV sets, HGTV, right? Was one of the background renovators and stuff like that. Ended up getting her own HGTV TV show, right, for herself. Made so much money, and then settled down in Texas and made her own company where she employed people like that. She's going to go back to college to get her engineering degree so that she can sign off on her own designs, because you have to get an engineer to sign off on her build stuff, right?
Yeah.
So people like her are people I'd invest in. So not necessarily a company like Netflix or Hulu or whatever.
You say again, you invest in people, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
I wouldn't invest in a company like Netflix or Hulu, because companies will fall. People won't.
We're resilient. You hear that? We're resilient people.
And especially if it's a person who knows the person who's backing them personally.
All right, let's get one more question, 2 more questions, and maybe let's see what's popping up in here.
Anything
I
new?
think that's it. Any other
more
questions?
questions?
Well, I love that answer. Oh yeah, Jessica's spot. Jessica, like, any more you want to share before we close? I mean, you answer all my questions. My question, like, I was gonna say my NABA question.
I'll
I see
tell
my
you
NABA.
something,
Go ahead. All
I
you.
am far from the perfect child, academically, responsibility-wise, physically, right? I am very far from the perfect ideal child. There is no perfect ideal child. I have things that I'm good at. I have things that I'm terrible at. I have things I need to work on. I have things that are okay. I can leave them for a little bit before I need to finish working on them, right? So to all the parents out there, and to all the kids who are listening, and to anyone who's thinking about being a parent, right? Don't criticize your children or yourselves for not being what you consider to be perfect, because perfect doesn't exist. I know I'm not perfect, and I'm perfectly okay with that. And you should be too.
And you are perfect. I love the hell out of you.
Don't say that. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, and I'm fine with that. And everyone should be.
But she is. I always, to your point, what I mean by that statement, that you are perfectly you. Yeah. And I love the fact that you have learned already at 16 that I'm still trying to learn at 44 to embrace all of me. And so you inspire me way beyond. You can imagine?
I swear to goodness, Dad. You have to get him another speech with someone
I got
else
emotional. But
he started doing the crying voice. Everyone knows that?
Yeah, you inspired me. So. Well.
Alright. Finish the call so we can talk to someone else.
Love y'all. Thank y'all. Connect in a couple minutes.
Alright.
I'm going to clear my face and we'll have Amber on. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Alright. Love you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Hello, this is Mr. Rhodes. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to come back every week for new podcast content. Special thanks to my daughter and her team and all their hard work putting this content together. Be engaged. Be aware. Be ready. Be heard. Thank you.